My name is Ely Tomaszewski. I am a junior here at Susquehanna University, a graduating class of 2014. Creative writing major, German minor, and clubs around campus. I participate in Women Speak, Hillel, and also the Study Abroad Club, Passport International as well. I chose a program, CIEE Berlin, Germany, for the fall of 2012. I chose this program because I started learning German in high school, and I thought, I actually want to visit this place and speak this language because, there's not too many German-speaking countries. There are a million Spanish-speaking and French-speaking, but you can really only go to Germany, Austria, and just a couple other places that really speak German, so I felt like I needed to go and visit someday. I had also never been to Europe before. I mean, I was born overseas, but I don't remember that at all. So that's why I decided to go to Berlin. There's the option between either Berlin or Freiburg, and I had never lived in a big city before Berlin, so I figured I should do that. So that's pretty much why I chose Berlin. I loved almost every second of it. It was a great experience. I lived with an amazing host family, for one thing, which I think really helped me with the language, really helped me with the cultural aspect. Like my host mom would take me to the market, she'd take me to the movies, and we went on a day trip to Poland together with some other people, which was really nice. And I had some pretty good classes. I took 2 levels of German and then a philosophy and a silent film course. And those last 2 were in English. But I was in a group with probably about 150 other students in this program. And I made a bunch of really great friends, some of which I'm still really good friends with now. Within the first maybe week or 2 of being in Germany, we got to take a tour of the East Side Gallery, which is the section of the Berlin Wall that is still standing that has all the murals and everything. And there's one artist his name was Günther Schäfer, and he had a mural at almost the very end of the wall. And it is a mural that has been destroyed at least 40 times. Like it's been just destroyed repeatedly, and he's repainted it over 50 times. And it's a mural of the German flag, and then on top of that is the Star of David. And it's supposed to represent, the relationship between Germany and Israel, which, at times was not very good at all and caused some amazing, horrible rifts in history. So, and it's called Vaterland, which is fatherland, which is supposed to, represent Israel. And just looking at this mural and how it had already been, from the last time that he had touched it up, how it had already been defaced. And I have a picture of myself kind of just looking up at one of the few pictures I took of myself at this wall, kind of just against the wall and looking up at it, because I felt like it was a very powerful mural, and it turns out not a lot of people like it. And later, actually, we got to go to his studio in the eastern part of Berlin, and we got to look at all his art on the walls, and we got to have tea with him and sit down, and he talked about the wall, and he talked about his exhibitions throughout the United States of certain things like this, all his photography, and we just got to look through big books of his photography and just being like, wow, there's just so much history here, there's so much power in what he's done and what he's seen. And I liked having that very personal account with him. It's very important to know at least a little bit of German before you go. Also, be familiar with the metric system, I'd say. At least with Berlin, I would say that definitely don't look like a tourist, because again, it's very easy to just look like a tourist and just be pulling out your camera, taking pictures of everything. Act like you've been there before, because certain parts of Berlin, definitely if you go, they're very touristy areas, which are also a lot more expensive, and you kind of want to stay away from those anyway. but again, looking like a tourist kind of makes you look a little more vulnerable. Also, I would say it's very easy to just, especially if you live in the student apartments, which I wouldn't recommend. I would definitely recommend a homestay in all occasions. But there's an opportunity to do a student apartment or do your own housing. It's very easy to stay with Americans. It's very easy to just kind of have all the Americans in your room, or like go out with all the Americans to the expat bars. Don't do that. Like, again, well, first, if you just want to sit in your room all the time, don't do that. Go outside. There's plenty of things to do. Also, again, like I said before, don't stay with the Americans. Like, maybe there are some German like student assistants in the program. Go out with them. Go out with, or just go by yourself or with one friend to a place you haven't been before. And again, a lot of the non-touristy areas are the best, because, you know, I personally found this one like dive bar that it was a ping pong bar pretty much. Like everyone would take their ping pong paddle and just hit it once around the table. We're all just running around this table hitting this ping pong ball, and it's just, I wouldn't have really found that otherwise if I hadn't gone out and explored.